Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 4 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we are shipping out today on Thursday. A ton of stuff. So eBay is back. We had a couple of like middle average days, but now it's back. All right. First up is going to be a combo order, and they paid at separate times, so we have to refund them the excess shipping when we pack this up and figure out the weight. I mean, it's not going to be that much. It's a bunch of these World War II micro armor bits and pieces. I got this like huge box of this stuff, and I had to organize it between like the different turrets I had to put separately and the different tank holes, like the bases separately, and that's how I listed them. I was not knowledgeable enough to pair them up with their proper tanks. That's just not my specialty. I've never played this game before, but I've sold a bunch of this stuff. So they end up getting, I think it's like 12 of these packets right here. So it was about average of $8 per packet. Some were $6 and some change. Some were like $11 or $12. So it's around $96 for this, but that's just like an estimate. It is around that though. But yeah, that's going to be plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping, so it'll save us the time. People like the World War II Micro Armor game, as well as the Flames of War World War II game. All right, so I have to scroll down a bunch. Next up is going to be this board game. We used to sell this a bunch. I don't know if we have any other copies besides this one that we just sold, Luftwaffe, right here. This is going to be one of the bookcase games by Avalon Hill. It's with the Germany planes right here, and it goes along and you're playing a board game with battling them. So a lot of people like this particular board game. We've sold it a bunch. This one probably took a while to sell because there's a lot of like damage and wear in the box. It's still a usable game. It's not like completely tarnished, but yeah, the better looking ones and the better looking components inside sell for more. But yeah, this one ended up going for $10.63. Netta, I remember she was the one that kept finding this game and kept picking up for like 50 cents or $1, and we kept selling it between 10 to 25, depending on, the condition and, timing of this stuff. Prices can change for collectibles. It kind of, go up and down. It really depends on like, what people want to play at the time or who's talking about it and who's playing it. All right. Next up is going to be Twilight Imperium Prophecy of Kings, not the full expansion. This is going to be an expansion to the Twilight Imperium game. This is the 4th edition, I believe. This is just going to be some of the race sheets right here, as well as their little side like command centers, I think they're called. I've only played this game like 2.5 times. It's a long game. I actually don't like this game, even though it's like top 20 for a lot of people and on like ratings and charts and stuff. But now I want to be able to show you guys, because I've talked about this Twilight Imperium game, and this is why I think people like it, is you pick a faction here, and there's tons of factions, and it changes everything on like how your character and the spaceships work. But on the back, what I think people like is right here is a bunch of lore. This talks about the world and how they interact with other races, the history of this particular faction. So this is one of those games where it takes a long time to play, like around 8 hours or so, sometimes more. So a bunch of people have to kind of set aside a weekend or sometimes, 3 days or something to play it if they want to play a little bit slower and take breaks for like, eating food and stuff. I think people like this board game because it's a more of a social game where you have like a complex game to go with, but I also think people like to read the lore for this game. There's also like the role-playing game for this, and there's a ton of these factions and how they interact with all the different planets and the flavor text in the game. But I just like some other space games like Eclipse. I like it to be a game. I don't mind it being complex or long, but I want it to be long for a reason. And in my opinion, this game, it kind of has this like drafting mechanic, and everything just is like, you could do like you move your ships one turn, and then you have to wait for everyone to do their 30-minute turn, and then the next turn you might be able to maybe do combat or something on that same hex. It just takes too long. I like Eclipse, which is another sci-fi game, but a lot of people like this game. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean other people don't like it. So $12.59. All right, next up is, those are just bits and pieces. That's not all of them. I forgot to mention that. We have War Machine Krix troop set right here. This is going to be by Gale Force 9. This is Gale Force 9 did a bunch of acrylic stuff for card games and miniature games. They did accessories. I don't know if they're around anymore. These were actually licensed as well by Privateer Press, so they were allowed to go ahead and do them. These are going to be different little tokens. Krix, I think, are kind of like the robotic Zergling alien type of faction. I do believe they're from War Machine, not Hordes. But yeah, these are just little command tokens. I think they're called like action tokens or command tokens, where it shows what like how much actions your characters can do, as well as there's like some other abilities like corrosion and like there's going to be a corpse token and stuff like that, power token. So little token packet. This one I'm going for $11.54. Steamforge Games owns that company now, and they started doing some more War Machine stuff, so people are picking it up. All right, Next up is going to be this cool kit. I believe it's a kit. It doesn't say anything on the front or the back. We got some mushing to it, so I think the pieces should be fine if this is a kit that you have to build. There's no way, actually, you have to build this. There's no way that this house is fully built in here. So yeah, this is going to be like a cool little house that you build up. You can use it for a role-playing game. You can use it for wargaming terrain. You can use it for like having a train set up or a village set up in your house. And then I think it opens up and you can see it like as a landscape with all the little miniature pieces. Super cool thing. This ended up going for $17.14. All right, next up is going to be the Berenstain Bears. These are going to be some MS-DOS discs, just like 1 through 3. I'll occasionally get like PC games, old discs and stuff. I'll gamble and try to sell them, and hopefully they work for someone. I've done like a return or two for the ones that like end up not working, but I always pick out the ones that look like they're in good condition, as well as I get them from estate sales where I can tell the person kept everything in like pristine condition. So yeah, these I'm going for $17.49 to a repeat buyer. I like to sell the type of the old PC stuff. All right, next up is going to be speaking of PC stuff, it's going eBay International. This is going to be a manual right here, a strategy guide book. Star Control 3. I haven't played this game, but it has this cool looking like dragon alien on the back and a couple more aliens here. There's like a little rip right here, but I showed that in the pictures, but the inside is still pretty good. I like selling this kind of stuff. Like I was just talking about, $12.59 for that one. All right, next up is it's Fighting Words, another game that I don't like too much, but I played it one time. Star Wars Rebellion, which was this big boxed 2-player game. A lot of people liked it. One person plays the Empire, the other person plays the Imperials. And then you have like different objectives to do. You have a bunch of little miniatures. This is just the board, and then this is like one of the reference sheets for one of the players. So I think my issue with the game was I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan. I don't like dislike it. I'm just like a super huge fan. And I felt like after I played the game, I realized that there was a lot of stuff from like the movies or the stories that could kind of give you an advantage in this game, obviously. So like certain planets in my head would like the rebels would have certain cards that would positively affect certain plans. So I feel like if you played this game a bunch with someone, you would kind of understand like, you know, where like the cards can be played, and like you kind of you learn more about the game and there's less surprises. And I feel like that kind of ruins like the purpose of some board games to have, you know, some tension to not know what's going to be happening. So that was like my like little issue with it. But yeah, $10 right there for that one. All right, moving along, we have a combo order. This is going to be 3 different separate types of miniatures. They just got some that I labeled just as like infantry, standing soldiers, semi-painted. Not too bad, pretty good quality. I don't know what war they're from. Then they got some like cavalry. They almost look like samurais, but they have like a flag instead of like a sword or something. So they got these. These actually look like they came from some kind of board game that I could not identify. And then they got 39 of these. These ones were like pretty well painted. And then they also had like little flocking like grass at the base of it to make them pop a little bit. So they got 39 of these. So yeah, 3 different orders. I think they spent like around $44. They paid separately once again, so I'll have to combine the shipping. We always combine the shipping. So I think it was around $44 and some change for those. All right, moving along. This was a return that we got a bit ago, and now it just sold again. So I know a lot of people don't like doing returns. You can get the item back. We pay for the return shipping. I know that sucks, but now that we sold it again, the person is paying for the shipping once again. So we're only down the 1 return shipping, and then someone's going to get it and appreciate it. So here was the issue with the return. Origins of World War II board game, bookcase game. This is just missing the slip cover. These bookcase games will have these like, they're slip covers. That's why they were called bookcase games. This one I had the picture like this because sometimes like you'll have charts on the inside on the actual like inside cover. And then when the person got it, they were upset that there was no slip cover, even though my listing had this and it had no slipcover in the title. So, you know, I think it's sometimes people have buyer's remorse for one reason or another. I don't argue with people. Don't waste your time with that. If you have returns on, just, you know, apologize. Like, oh, I apologize. Go ahead, set up the return. Once it gets back, I'll make sure it's in the condition I sent it, and then we'll get you the refund. Just like do something like that and move on. Don't get upset. Don't do like a little battle arguments about like, because like the person wants to return it and we have free returns on anyways. It's not like free returns if I agree with you. If they send back something wrong or damaged and not the condition you sent it, that's a whole nother story. Then you can contest it once you get it back. But they sent it back as I sent it. I always check. So unpunched, everything is in here. Great shape. You got the rule book. You got the board right here. So yeah, this one's cool. So yeah, hopefully they see that it doesn't have a slip cover. The person who actually bought it after they took our offer that we sent, like a 20% offer or something, they said, thank you so much for the offer. They were always thinking of getting this game and playing it. It intrigued them. They never got around to getting it, so they thanked us. So yeah, it's going to someone that appreciates it now. So it's a win for everyone. $17.50. I think I actually got more money. Sometimes when I get a return, I raise it up, the price up by like $5 just to kind of, when it does sell, to hopefully cushion some of the return shipping that we had to pay for. So I think I originally sold that for like $9 or $10 for the person that returned it. So, all right, next up is going to be this Silver Age Sentinels. This is going to be, I believe, a superhero role-playing game. This is Roll Call 2. This is going to be a little adventure, like expansion module booklet, where it's going to add additional stuff for the superheroes. It's not like a thick, dense RPG book, but yeah, people like the superhero stuff occasionally. This ended up going international, $12.59. I must have a lot of stuff that people want internationally. I do have a lot of like weird nerd stuff, so I know like some of the stuff is hard to find in other countries, as well as us here in America. It's hard to find like the UK stuff. So whenever I get like the UK miniatures, I see them sell a lot around here because that's hard stuff for us to get. So all right, moving along. Not my realm. I don't even know where we got this. I think it was free from Aneta's mom or something. We have a traditional. I had Aneta help me with this one. Traditional. I have to read this. Hungarian Koloskai. I probably just said that wrong. Like a blouse. Really nice looking article of clothing. Yeah, I ended up taking pictures and giving it shots. I'm not good at listing clothes. Is like the bane. It's like my weakness. I know a lot of people can do it. They have easy time. They make a lot of money from clothes. It just doesn't click for me. It's like a whole alien concept to me. But yeah, ended up selling this one. This ended up going for $27.99. It's a medium size. So yeah, that one was pretty cool. And that helped me a little bit with listing that one. All right, next up is going to be Litgo. This is going to be a company that also makes acrylic pieces. So there's Litco. There was the Gale Force 9, and there's another company. This was back in the mid 2010 or so, or like 13 or 14, where there's these other companies that would make different acrylic and plastic pieces for war games, for card games, for board games. And these are going to be some little, it's like smoke and fire. So if there's wreckage in a miniature game or role-playing game or something, you would put these down there to show that, something was like on fire. So a lot of miniature games and war games have effects like that. It might cause damage. It might cause, like line of sight issues. So it's 10 of these ones. This time I'm going for $10.49. All right, moving along. I was so excited this one sold because one, it was cool and I don't have space for it, or else I probably would have kept it. I do like different storage containers, but we're just like out of space here. So this is going to be, I don't even know where we got this one. This is going to be a Wilson MFG Corporation, just like a toolbox or a container box. Has a cool little texture on top that you can't really see on the video. Has a nice little latch, and it's really spacious. I think I like that it's really spacious in here. Looks cool. Has like a cool kind of like an orange construction kind of color. Has a handle here. So yeah, this ended up going for $17.49. Kind of like a chunky thing that I don't really have room in the storage unit at this point to list and sell, but I'll still pick it up occasionally, and then like selling cool stuff like that, like unique containers, but they do take up a lot of space. We've also done a bunch of tins before, collectible tins, and we do card game storage, board game storage. So we do sell the storage stuff. It just takes up a lot of storage. $17.49 for that one. All right, moving along, we have a cool Pokemon. This is going to be, I think they're called the window glass, like the stickers, the window sticker thingy-majiggies. There you go. That's the official terminology. It's going to be Charizard for one of the sets. I think one of the Sword and Shield sets. These would be like promotional materials to like shops and stuff. They get a bunch of this stuff. You can occasionally run into it. So yeah, someone can like put this on their door or their glass window or whatever, or their room. So pretty cool stuff. Someone can like make their Pokemon room look really cool. So and the stuff isn't like too expensive. Someone paid $20 for this one. So yeah, Charizard's popular Pokemon thing. I'm excited someone's going to be appreciating that one. All right, next up is going to be, or last up for the day, this is going to be a lot of 21 Dungeons and Dragons miniatures game, the cards only, so it doesn't have the miniatures. This would be a game where you get booster packs and then you would play on these gridded maps, as well as you can use the miniatures for actually playing Dungeons and Dragons, the role-playing game, to represent them on the maps that the Dungeon Masters lay out for the players. But yeah, 21 of these cards. I think it's from the set Night Below, the little set symbols down here. They also had different rarities. I just kind of put the same cards within the same sets. I was not recording and did not have the channel at the time, but we got like 5,000 or so, or 10,000 of these cards. and it was crazy. We just I just paired them all up, and that motivated me to sell. I'm like, I'm not sure if people are going to buy them. And she's like, I'll just go ahead and spend a day organizing them. I did, and then a bunch were selling, and we still have a lot left to go. But yeah, this pack of 21 ended up going for $9 to repeat buyer. All right, that's everything. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hope everyone's having a good end of the week so far.